If you've been struggling lately, this is for you. Before anything else, let us say this clearly and gently. You are not broken. You are not too much. You are not beyond repair. Maybe you're exhausted, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Maybe you're tired of pretending you're okay, tired of always being the strong one, tired of smiling when your heart is hurting, tired of holding everyone else together while quietly falling apart. Maybe you're carrying pain no one knows about, wounds no one can see, grief that has no name. Maybe you've been merely existing for so long, you've forgotten what it feels like to actually live. We see you, and we made this message for you. They don't talk enough about how messy healing really is, how it's not linear, not neat, not always Instagram worthy. Sometimes healing looks like staying in bed and canceling plans. Sometimes it looks like crying in your car in the grocery store parking lot. Sometimes it looks like nothing at all, because the world doesn't always see what you're going through. They don't tell you how deeply trauma can live in your body, how anxiety can feel like you can't breathe, like your chest is caving in, how depression doesn't always mean sadness. Sometimes it just means emptiness, disconnection, a fog you can't explain. They don't tell you that you can be the one everyone looks up to, the achiever, the go-getter, the dependable one, and still you're silently unraveling inside. Mental health struggles are not a failure. They are not weakness. They are not attention-seeking. They are evidence of everything you've survived without the support you needed. They are signs that you've been doing your best, alone, in the dark, for far too long. Mental health struggles can look like smiling and making jokes while silently screaming inside, feeling like a burden just for existing, hating yourself for not having the energy to do more, over-apologizing for having needs, disappearing from friends because you're ashamed you're not fun anymore, crying while doing dishes or driving to work, not remembering the last time you felt joy, struggling to believe you're worthy of love, even when people tell you you are feeling guilty for resting, for saying no, for taking up space, living in a body that feels unsafe because of past trauma, constant overthinking, people-pleasing, or trying to fix yourself just to be accepted. If any of this feels familiar, please hear this. You are not weak. You are not alone. And you are not the only one. And healing? It doesn't look the same for everyone. Help can look like going to therapy or trying medication and releasing the shame around that, saying no without explaining yourself, unfollowing people who make you feel less than, setting boundaries with people you love because you're finally choosing you, drinking water, brushing your hair, and feeding yourself something nourishing, turning your phone off and protecting your peace, finding support in online communities when real life feels isolating, taking a walk, crying on the floor, dancing to one song, anything that reminds you you're alive, journaling the hard stuff, celebrating the tiniest win, like getting out of bed or answering one message, letting yourself rest without guilt or apology. Sometimes healing is loud and brave. Sometimes it's quiet and unseen. Both are valid. Both are real. Both count. You don't owe anyone a perfect version of healing. You don't need permission to take care of yourself. You just have to honor your healing, whatever that looks like for you. Take a breath and let this sink in. You are not broken. You are doing the best you can with what you've got. You are beating the odds every single day you choose to stay. Every time you got up when you didn't want to, every time you kept going when it felt easier to give up, every time you were there for others even when you were running on empty. That is strength. That is resilience. That is survival. And that's not something to hide. That's something to be proud of. If this message spoke to you, comment below with something you're healing from. Or leave a message for someone else who needs to hear that they're not alone. Let's build a space where it's safe to not be okay all the time. Where we don't have to hide our pain to be loved. Where healing is celebrated, even when it's slow. And if you need more reminders that you're powerful, worthy, and not alone, subscribe, follow, or tag someone who needs to hear this. You never know whose life you might touch. There's more coming, just for you.